So, with that, we have one final conversation, and our speaker for our guest for the final conversation is just arrived from Bucharest. So we had to move these two talks around because his plane touched down. He raced with the car as fast as possible here and just arrived a few minutes ago, so he's still getting wired up. But he is the CEO of BCR, so one of the big Romanian banks that has a big digital transformation initiative going on. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, because one thing that I truly believe and see a lot is that while a lot of new startups are being built with digital in mind first, what he's doing, he's transforming a massive company to take digital first. So I'm very glad that we will have him on stage in 1 to 2 minutes. So while he's just still getting wired up. But I hope that you're going to enjoy the conversation. So we are going to talk really about the theme on how we can get companies to adopt digital technologies. And I think one thing that we also wanted to talk to, and what he was very excited to be here, is also for him to work together with you to leverage the superpowers that you have, as Matt would say, to bring digital to his company. So please welcome Sergiu Manea on stage. Thank you very much for coming and for racing to us so urgently. That was a very, very close one. Just fine. Yes. I have to get started. We had a preparation call before this conversation, and I have to say, everybody has a certain prejudice about bankers. I think you have been the most relaxed banker I've ever imagined, right? So what's your secret on that? We can talk about BCR and digital transformation. Well, what's your you're wearing cooler shoes than I do, so definitely something is wrong here.
Yeah, but that says something about you, not about me. So. I just realized that actually being tense doesn't help the people around you. And this is my job as a CEO, to make sure that the people around me, they feel well, and actually they are able to create outcome to the level of their own aspirations. So I had times when I was tense, but it doesn't help. So I'm trying to take the shortcut to success.
All right, so let's talk about digital transformation. So you had to take over this massive tanker of a company. So how did you start thinking about digital transformation and start to implement that?
Well, I'm surrounded by amazing people. Let me start with that. And when we're starting thinking, okay, what's next for us, we all realize that assuming proprietary of terms for the word customer experience or customer expectation will be very, how shall I put it, will be very wrong on our side. So we started looking around us, a little bit more than looking, but we were trying to understand. We talked a lot with customers. We talked a lot with the newcomers, and I assume we're going to talk about that as well. And we came to the conclusion that before talking about digital transformation, it will be great if we will be able to create context inside the bank that we are able to learn, and that we will keep learning going. So that's very important. So what we say is that we are not proceeding to digital transformation, but we are trying to adapt and adopt. Digital transformation, we will be able to commence or to find ourselves in it when we will really be able to create new experience and new expectations for our customers. For now, we are taking it slowly, and we are trying to be where, in fact, customers are already. In fact, the wider public is there already if you look to the experience they have elsewhere.
When you talk about adapting and adopting these kind of themes, one of the things is BCR is a very successful bank, and at the moment you have no immediate urgency. So I think what I've seen oftentimes is companies get when they're very successful, they get okay, my thing is working really well, so let's just keep on doing this. So how do you manage to create that urgency when you said that there's new competitors coming? Well, we talked about that. So what is the moment of urgency for you? You said we need to act now and not in 5 years.
Yeah, well, I think in 5 years we will not be able to act anymore, because probably we will disappear if we don't act now. I think that the velocity of change and once more time the change in public behavior and in public expectations is so aggressive. The development of the technology, which is put for now at a better, put at work for a better use elsewhere in other parts of the public's life, is telling us, in fact, we do not have time. And as I said, I'm surrounded by amazing people, and they do understand that, and they do push me. And then they do show me it's possible.
You've mentioned this when you just talked about the expectation of the consumer, of the digital customer experience that he wants. What do you think is nowadays the customer experience the user, or your customer expects these days from a bank?
Well, I think first and foremost they expect that banking shouldn't be a hardship. I think that that's the first expectation, as acquiring anything pretty much from Amazon, for example, or from Rakuten, or acquiring any type of service if they will be in Asia from kind of the super apps environment, or me buying a Kindle book just when I'm talking to someone because I'm interested in that book. That's the type of expectation. And I think that for too long, banks were somehow identify themselves with hardship and not with customer friendliness or with a normal interaction with other people. And I think that that's the mountain we need to climb first. Yes, they do expect instant gratification. Everybody expects today instant gratification. What I think will be very important is how we are going to merge a ergonomic experience, and why not a fun experience, with the thing we still own. And that is teaching the public about financial risks, providing financial education at large.
You talked about removing the hardship. So what is personally the most delightful experience that you've experienced in banking, either by going to Asia and seeing what they're talking? What was like the thing saying like, wow, this bank really cost me pleasure?
I think what I've seen, it's going to sound quite funny, but for me, still opening an account seems to be quite a hard thing to do. But not anymore with us now. But 2 or 3 years ago, I've seen a use case in Peru, which showed actually the power of private sector digitalization and also of the state digitalization. So I've seen an experience, as I said, in Peru. It took 2 minutes on branch or off branch for opening an account with full regulatory, let's say, milestones being observed, just because the respective system is connected with the biometrical database of the police. Just like that, and you don't need anything anymore. So you really have a very easy, very intuitive experience, and it happens. But it's going to happen in Romania, by the way, as well. I'm pretty sure.
So that has inspired you to take from other markets?
It did inspire me to give credit once more time to my colleagues who are pushing towards digital to the core experiences. And to say, yes, we go. We don't know how to do it, but we would like to learn, and we just keep the learning high. So yeah, that was the experience which moved me the most.
That's great. We talked also a little bit about the vision going out. Like we said, like even things like AR, VR banking, voice interfaces. What do you think is the most important future technology in banking that's going to come for us?
Well, I'm at Techsylvania, so I think I will make a fool of myself if I will start indicating of any piece of technology. I'm here to learn, so let's not forget about that, Philipp. No, but I think that, look, how I see a bank in 5 to 10 years from now, I see it in a companion, which is there with you continuously, and you as a consumer will know that the bank is there continuously, 24/7. And definitely, I think we will have to make a difference in between the kind of repetitive functions and mechanical functions and the reporting scene, which obviously you will be exposed to as a consumer, and the more, let's say, elevated advice. So basically, Once more time, I use the word financial literacy, financial education, risk-taking, because yeah, buying a house is a risk, and I think you need to be aware of that. So the bank of the future, I see it with people to start with. People will continue to be the heart of it, but I think that the normal, usual service is going to be full on kind of like from anywhere from mobile channels to kind of like machine channels. I can even see a hologram of myself actually talking to. No, I'm joking. But that will get. We will get there definitely.
But
it's not going to be not my hologram. It's going to be someone else.
Well, that's interesting. If like next time you bring your hologram on stage here and we can like all talk with it and do banking with Sergiu. So I think that's going to be an interesting experience. No, but I think what you said, that basically like artificial intelligence, chatbots, these kind of technologies, they take like the day-to-day interactions out, and then the people that support you, they take really the high-value interactions. They give you advice, they guide you. I think this is what we see more and more. A lot of people are afraid of AI is going to take all of our jobs. I think it's just going to redefine a lot of our jobs from the high value.
Yeah, I think what's important is that nobody should be afraid. I think that I think technology brings a wealth of new jobs. It's just about being curious and continuously learning. I think, let me put it this way, you will have high volume jobs which probably will be overtaken, as I said, by the end-to-end digital processes. But if you look only to the forecast on how machine learning will develop in the next 2 to 5 years, it's just amazing. So I think we will then be able to learn, invent, predict, and be really to the use of our public. Because at the end of the day, that's the reason for we are there, to be the, if you like, the financial health providers for the public. Now we are executing tasks, right? We are moving towards the experience, but the content, the true content of what's an independent financial life, we are still to bring it out there.
So let's talk about your digital advisor that you're launching. Let's talk about Sergiu. Share a little bit of that story. And
yeah, well, I mean, I'm very happy that that we dared to launch George last year. I'm very happy about the public reaction. And I'm very happy about the fact that we are learning continuously from our clients, from the public.
Can you share a little bit what Sergiu is for the people in the audience who might not be familiar with that?
Well, I think beyond the first intelligent banking, Sergiu is an open platform. Sergiu is the expression on our core belief in the future of banking. Is a financial companion. And Sergiu does not only have gadgets where you are able to look at your expenses, you are able to look at your history, you are going to be able to predict definitely, but Sergiu is going to be, will offer in the store the essential processes and the essential interactions you are having with a bank. But moreover, and I insist on the idea that for us, Sergiu is not, open banking is just not a hashtag or a fashionable way of being in the financial industry. We really believe that Sergiu will be able to enlarge itself and offer a sum of experiences. Again, I insist on the financial education side and on the awareness about your own finances as a first step.
Yes, so let's talk a little bit about competition. So you brought it up earlier, that competition is always a very good motivation to make all of us better. So how do you look about like your digital native companies entering the Romanian market? So what do you think about that?
Philipp, maybe I start by bowing to Banca Transilvania, who is an amazing bank, providing an amazing customer service. As I'm in their house here, I cannot not do that. And I'm pretty sure that they are going to also take up the challenge on the digital area. Now, going back to your question, look, we are very humble. And I'm not going to talk about the N26s or the Revoluts of the world. I mean, we all know that they are providing amazing experiences for the customers, and we do learn a lot, and we love that competition. I have to say that we took the challenge, and what we would like to do is to offer full banking, full financial experiences, not only parts of the process or sub-parts of the full financial experience. And I'm very happy that we coexist, because again, they are one of the big emergency or urgency creators for us. I would like to refer to the amazing wealth of new ideas in the fintech world, right? I'm talking about startups. I'm talking about amazing people here in Romania who are coming and proposing new experiences, who are going to enrich what we offer to our customers. I mean, look around, again, cash flow predictor, look about technology solutions which will enable us a faster delivery. Look at the help we are getting from certain startups in the digital area in order for us to understand better and create better with our customers the future user experience. So this is how we look at things. So we really appreciate, we learn a lot from them. But again, our ambition is to cover digitally and not only the entire financial life of our public.
That's great. You're also not only looking at startups as competitors, but you're also looking to partner with them. So do you want to talk a little bit about how do you partner with startups in the Romanian ecosystem? What are you doing there? I heard that you're bringing up a few new initiatives. So do you want to talk a little bit about that as well? Because people here, of course, very interested. Yeah, well, a lot of startups in the audience.
Again, I think we are trying to find our way. So the way we look at things it's kind of like twofold. One, we need to create a context, and yes, we are ready to open our APIs. So that's one very important point. Point number two, we are looking a lot, and we have an initiative going which reached maturity in order to support the startups, the grinders and the scale-ups, not only, of course, with their innovation in the area of financial services, but in general. But wherever we are able to use them, we will use them either as a service, or would we like to import them in the George environment. So if you look at the experiences which we developed, meaning our mortgage concierge, that was done completely outside of the bank with I think one of the most pro-efficient scale-ups already, quite mature in the digital space. If you look to our digital onboarding experience for the George account, which is a complete remote experience, 6-7 minutes, we used a lot of parts of the process provided by digital startups. And now we are learning inside to create for the next customer journey, which we hope we are going to be able to bring it in September, October this year latest. So we learn a lot, we experiment a lot, and there is one thing we know. We don't know anything. We are just learning.
So what does it take for a good startup to partner and work with you? What do you expect from a startup that's a great partner for you?
Well, I think, first of all, to listen to what exactly is it that we are trying to create as an outcome, have no boundaries in terms of creativity, being incredibly safe and secure. We look a lot at security. So this is what we sell. We sell trust. And whatever happens, we do push a lot on the security side. So, and to keep their promise and be very open and very transparent, and then the sky's the limit. So it's about safe usability in time with we are asking from startups what they are asking from us, in other words. So, and obviously, if the solutions they are providing will be reusable and scalable, happy days.
So you're also doing an accelerator.
We do.
So what do startups need to do in order to get into that?
Well, I wish I know, because I think I'm going to try to set up one. Well, I think what we've seen in the first, so we have a program, BCR Innovix, it is called. We aim to support in a non-equity fashion and accelerate 25 companies on different degrees of the maturity cycle, on different stages of the maturity cycle. Well, I think I looked at the first 10, which actually made it from the scale-ups. Amazing ideas. The jury was completely independent of the bank. And I think that the best feedback I received about it was actually from companies who didn't make it in the final, who said it's probably the highest quality and the highest engagement type of universe we've been part of so far. So I think they just need to dare. This is what they need. And then they should prove that they are able to deliver what they dare for.
Well, oh, that's very good. And I think this is like a great lesson for our audience as well. So what is your like final advice for the audience, or your final thing that you said, like you wish everybody here takes that up to make us together more successful? So what's like the number one wisdom that you want to share?
I have no wisdom. I have a kind request. Help me deliver the bank which I described at the beginning of my conversation with Philipp. I really count on you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Sergiu. Highly appreciate it. And again, please take him up on it. He said he's very open. So please really take him up on it. Go to BCR, work with them, and create, hopefully, the banking experience of the future. I know that there's a lot of work left, and I think as an entrepreneur, for me, always, when there's like a big problem, this is the best opportunity you can have. And I think we all know what you said, like banking right now has been more a hurdle, and like transforming this into a delightful experience is one of the biggest challenges of mankind I can imagine. So you have a big task ahead of you, and I wish you a lot of success and good luck with that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sergiu.